Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Ken's TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into this morning's video, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I drop a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, at work, you don't feel like being, as we so often don't. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry, perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you prefer your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But a Real Ken's TV is 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell that is, there is a message. Before I get into the actual story this morning, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be. Let it be known. You know, I'm bringing y'all some more of this midnight love. I had somebody hit me up and said, "Hey, Kens, man, I love when you bring it that midnight love." Infinite pause, because it was a dude that said it. Nonetheless, I'm gonna start to make this a regular occurrence. Somehow, some way. We're going to get this channel to the masses. Somehow, some way, we're going to get my channel out there. Our channel. I ain't going to sit around and just complain about it and cry about it. I'm going to just grind, work harder. You know, I think back to all the crazy experiences that I've had in life, all the crazy, dangerous situations that I've placed myself in. And I think about when I used to shoot dice on the streets. Man, I used to, love shooting dice. Started shooting dice, man, at a young age. I remember as early as 13, 14, I want to say 14 years old. I was shooting dice prior to 14, but I specifically remember being 14, and I worked at this store in Kentucky. It's called Save-A-Lot, but it used to be called Randall's prior to Save-A-Lot. I worked there. I would get out of school. I would, go get the carts out of the parking lot. And, that was pretty much my job. Didn't get many hours. Might get 20 hours a week. But there was some spending money for me. A way to keep money in my pocket, so to speak. Every time I got paid, I'm at the park. Man, I lived in a neighborhood to where, everybody went to the park. You got people hooping. You got other neighborhoods coming and they're battling against us or whatever. This was in Cardinal Valley, back in the day when Cardinal Valley was really Cardinal Valley. Pretty much the Mexicans, no disrespect whatsoever, but they've pretty much just taken over the whole neighborhood. Basically, they got stores on every corner. They got food trucks, taco trucks. They just taken over. But back when I was coming up or whatever, it was the spot. It was the spot to be at. You know what I mean? I would get my check. My check might be $80, $90, depending on how many hours I worked. And I remember many times coming home, and I done lost a lot of my check. Sometimes, probably all of my check. And I had to explain to my mom why I didn't have no money. I got all these dice sitting on my dresser. She's not dumb. She's my mother. She knows. Been down there gambling at the park. Don't ask me for nothing. Take your money and go down there and gamble. So, it was just one of my, I don't know necessarily want to call it a passion of mine, but I just love to shoot dice. So as the years progressed and went on, I continued to shoot dice. Ran across the dude, and I knew him. I more so knew his brothers, because he got it's like 5 or 6 of them. Their family's deep. Big Ben. Big Ben was a known hustler, man. Known hustler in the hood. Big Ben's probably, 4 or 5 years older than me, so he jumped off the porch at an early age. They all come up in the projects, man. I'm right around the corner from them or whatever, because, my grandparents or whatever, where they lived at, I'm right around the corner. So we all kind of knew each other, whatever. But I primarily knew his younger brothers. He had 2 younger brothers. Big Ben ended up catching a case. I think he shot somebody or something, and he ended up having to go do like 3 years. He was always about his money. Always about his money, man. Dude would make money, stack his money. He wouldn't waste his money on shoes and all of that stuff. Yeah, he was always up to par. But he would save his money, and then he would invest it. Save his money. He's buying houses in the hood. He's buying... The next thing you know, he has several different properties. All from the dope game. Wow. His whole goal was to take his mom out of the hood, to buy his mom a house, to make a better life. Like I said, there's 5 or 6 of them. They grew up pretty much with nothing, man. They had to get it out of the mud. And so, as I mentioned, the years progressed or what have you, and I found myself shooting dice on a regular basis with Big Ben. Big Ben's money was always longer than mine. We would shoot head up sometimes. Sometimes it'd be a dice game to where it was, 3, 4, 5 of us. But the majority of the time, it was just Big Ben and I shooting head up. Big Ben got to the point to where, he had gambling houses. He trusted me. So he would invite me over to his house, where he laid his head with his wife, his kids, and he would often tell me, well, not often, but he told me, I trust you. You remember the scene in the movie Life when Claude, played by Martin Lawrence, he was giving the governor a ride, and the governor got to his destination or whatever, and he had to go in and handle his business or whatever, and he, I trust you, Claude. That's kind of how it was with Big Ben. I trust you, Kens. Oh, absolutely, man, I ain't. I guess he had a good, feeling about me or whatever. Pause, double pause. As far as knowing where he lived at or whatever. But nevertheless, man, we would battle. We would shoot dice, man. And this dude would win damn near every single time. People would say, man, that he was known for having trick dice. He's going to slide a third dice in the dice game or whatever. So me knowing that, I would always stop at the store. I would get brand new dice out of the package, and they would be marked. Because I told him, hey, bro, I heard... So the dice will be marked. There's no way that you can slide a third dice in because the dice are marked. He respected that. But yet at the same time, I would still just continuously lose. I'm talking about at this juncture of my life, at this point, I kind of got a little bit of money, so I'm not bringing nothing less than $1,000 to the dice game. That could be gone just like that. Shooting 20, you're betting 20, and then you're betting 20 on the side. So basically, you're betting $40 a roll. Only got $1,000. That money's going fast. Then it went to shoot 40, bet 40. So that's $80 a roll. Money's just going just like that. Every once in a while, I get him. But for the most part, he would get me. Why? Not because he was a better gambler or a better crap shooter than me. His money was long. That's why the casino, that's why the house typically is going to win, because their money is long. So you can bet and bet and bet. You may be winning. But if you continue to play, guess what? Your luck's going to turn. And all that money that you was up is going to go to the house. His money was way longer than mine. I may have $1,000, but he got $10,000. He got $15,000. And he had unlimited money. He could go back and, just keep getting money and keep getting money. I remember a particular night. One particular night, actually prior to that, I don't want to put the carriage before the horse, respectfully. We was at my partner's house, man. And my partner lived in the hood or whatever. He had a house, but it was in the East End or whatever. Oftentimes I would frequent my partner's house. That was just where we would go play the PlayStation or whatever. We was big off at college football back then, at NCAA football, man. I used to bust their ass on that game, man. Now, they won't tell you that, but I'm telling you that. Real kids used to bust their ass. Yeah, I lost my fair share, but we were all good. It was like 7 or 8 of us. and everybody was pretty good, so we would go at it. I used to play Madden, but when I came home from jail, everybody else was playing college. Like, as far as the people in my crew or whatever, I wasn't familiar with college. I had been playing Madden, but I had to get familiar with college because they wasn't really playing Madden like that. So I became pretty decent. I wasn't the best, but I wasn't the worst. But it was just good, fun, competitive, intense competition, to say the least. So a lot of times we'd be on my partner's house, man, you know, playing that college football, whatever. We might be gambling or whatever, but we didn't really gamble against each other. Big Ben calls me one night, "What's up, man? You trying to gamble?" Just so happens I had probably, I don't know how much I had on me. A couple thousand on me. 2,500, something like that. So yeah, he was like, "Man, I got my partner with me, man. If you know, if it's cool. Got your partner with you? Who's your partner?" "Oh, man, my dog, man, you know," because, you know, my partner, he's not going to just allow anybody to just come to his house, understandably. So it's confirmed who the dude is. All right, cool. They come through. At this point, it's kind of late. It's probably, I don't know, maybe, it's not really that late. Let's just say 9 o'clock at night. I tell my partner, his name is Heed. I say, "Heed, man, listen. Every time I gamble with this dude, Big Ben, and there's a certain song that comes on, and he would go into a coma." When I say he would go into a coma, that means like he's shooting dice and he would just get unconscious. He's hitting every single point. It don't matter what it is. That's what we call it in Kentucky. Man, he went into a coma. There's one song by 50 Cent. I said, "Do not play this song, bro. Little mama, show me how you move it. Put your back into it. Shake that thing, girl." Don't remember the exact words, obviously. I said, "Don't play that shit, dog. Do not play that song," because for whatever reason, I'm not even a superstitious type of individual, but every time you play that song, I start losing. We all sitting around, we gambling. My partner done lost all this money. I got another partner there. He done lost all this money, so they start to play the PlayStation. There's 3 of us in the game. It's me, Big Ben, and Q. Quentin, really, but they call him Q. You know, short for Quentin or whatever. He ain't like Quentin. I didn't know this dude, but Quentin was Big Ben's right-hand man. I'm talking about they was, you know, down like 4 flats. I'm winning nice money. I'm talking shit. The music is playing, and you know, it go from one song to the next. It was a CD or whatever. It's a long time ago, so it was a CD. Next thing you know, the one song that I asked my partner to not play comes on. "Little mama, show me how you move it. Put your back into it." Big Ben goes into a coma. He goes into it. I'm talking about he's hitting every point that's rolled on the dice. I'm so mad at my partner at this point. And he knows that I'm mad. Because not only did he allow that song to be played, but once it came on, you were supposed to get up and go change it. And you didn't do that. Mad than a motherfucker. Grab the dice, throw them across the room and shit. We had many dice, you know, to choose from. I done lost a lot of money at this point. Now I'm down. I probably got, I don't know, 400, 500, 600 left. I start to fight back. I start to battle back. You know, anybody that knows anything about shooting dice. But if you don't, just imagine that, you know, we're just gambling. I start to get back. I go into a little coma on my own. My 400, 500, 600 that I had, been dwindled to, if that makes any sense. Now look up, I'm back around the $2,000 mark. So I'm hitting them. We shooting $40, that's the bet. I'm gonna bet you 40 and I'm gonna bet you 40 that I hit. So essentially, I'm betting 120 and then more. Oh, bet another 40 then I hit. Bet another 40. 160, 200 a roll. If you somewhat get hot, 5 or 6 rolls, you all the way back. I was getting all the way back, man. All the way back. And I noticed that Q he didn't have much money left because he was the recipient of my coma. It's 2-on-1. I feel as though it's 2-on-1. Damn. I tell my partner, the one that I'm mad at is his house. I'm like, come here, Heed, man. I'm about to put you in the game. You see, you can team up on people in a dice game or whatever. So I'm like, nah, I need to even this thing up. So I'm gonna put my partner in the game. I done got, a lot of my money back. Come here, Heed. I give him 300. I think I give my other partner like $100, something like that, just to get in the game, just to kind of disrupt the flow of the dice, man. Q shooting the dice. He can't hit a point. He's going straight out every time. Dice come back around to him. He he starts to get hot. Getting hotter and hotter. Now he's starting to hit points. He ain't hit a point all night. Now he's starting to hit all his numbers. A couple thousand that I had to dwindle back down to, I don't know, 700, 800. Not in the best of moods. Now these are some people that I typically gamble with, not Q, but my dog Big Ben. So it's never gonna be any violence or anything like that. As far as when I say I'm not in the best of moods, but it's like, man, that ain't cool, man. I done lost my money. I started to notice something funny was going on. Something just didn't sit well with me. Something just didn't look right. I'm watching Q. He's down on bended knee. That's what you call it. We down on bended knee. We grinding hard for this money, man. And he was just playing with the dice, but it just looked as though something wasn't right. So I started to really, really pay attention, which I always kept my head on a swivel anyway, because I knew that my dog Big Ben, he kept a 22 in his shoe at all times, around his ankle or whatever. At all times, he was gonna have it on him. He'd already been to the pen, like I said, for shooting somebody. Could have unalived him, but just shot him in the leg. Gave him a leg shot, got 3 years. Not to mention, he was known for moving that arsenal. He was known for moving them guns in the streets or whatever. And he was in the dope game. But again, him and I, we never had no issues. Never. Him and I never had no issues. Just noticing something about Q, as I mentioned, that the way that he's playing with the dice, he's typically grab the dice, pick them up, shake them, and roll. He was trying to have different conversation, I guess, to try to throw you off or whatever. Watching very, very closely. Act like I turned my head one time. Actually, I did turn my head, but I'm really watching him. I seen him sliding in the trick dice, the third dice. I knew my mind wasn't playing tricks on me. This dude done slid in a dice. He got a trick dice. Telling myself, like, nah, man, I don't think I've seen what I seen, man. I don't think that I just seen what I clearly seen. So let me just fall back for a second. I sit back, just observe, but I'm acting as though I'm not observing. Every time he would go out, meaning that, like, if he didn't hit his point, he was able to slide that other dice back into the game. Oh, dude had a trick dice. He had trick dice. As I mentioned, I'm already upset. I'm already mad. I done lost my money. I probably got $400-500 at this point left. I play it cool. I don't say nothing. I done put my other two partners in the game, but he done lost his money. My other partner, he had a little bit of money left, so he could gamble or whatever. Because you see, Q and Big Ben weren't gonna gamble against each other because they came together. That's just the rule. You don't gamble against each other. I get up. I never will forget. I get up and I walk to the. We were like in a little living room area or whatever. I get up and I walk. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, man. I get up. I go to the restroom. I contemplate about what I was gonna do. Some bottles on the kitchen table. We've been drinking back then. You know, dudes were drinking 40s, St. Ides, OD. You know what I mean? 211s. So I'm like, man, I might take his 40 bottle and bust dude. I'm gonna split his wig with this 40 bottle. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to split him with the 40 bottle. So I grabbed the Deuce, the Coke 45, 22 ounce, the Deuce. The bottle was empty. Grab the bottle, act like, you know, when I walk back, man, what I miss? You know, I want to play it off or whatever. I got the bottle in my hand, acting like I'm drinking it. That just didn't sit real well with me. Let's rewind that. My manual rewind that Hassan Campbell stole from me clearly. Had the Deuce in my hand and you know, I was just heading towards the dice game. Yeah, what I miss, man? What I miss? Played it off smooth. I grabbed that bottle. Boom! Smacked him over the top of the motherfucking head, man. And you know, I tell you all the time, I'm not a violent person. I don't push violence. But sometimes violence is necessary because sometimes violence is the only thing that some tend to understand. Split his wig. Boom! Hit him one time. He's leaking. Everybody's looking at me because I didn't say anything. That what's up with you, man? What you doing, man? This motherfucker got a trick dice, man. This nigga got a trick dice. He kept his money in front of him like there's a pile of money because, you know, you're not keeping your money in your pocket. You in a dice game, you pile of money. I reached down and grabbed my money. So now Big Ben's in it because that's his right-hand man. That's his dog. That's his partner. Yeah, him and I shoot dice and we been knowing each other, but that's his dog. Again, I know that he got this 22 on him. I ain't got nothing but a bottle. This nigga got a trick dice, man. You brought him over here. I'm talking to him, like I said, as though he don't have this 22 on him. You brought him over here. Man, I don't know nothing about no trick dice, man. This nigga got a trick dice. Dude, he's opened up. He's split. But my dude, he done went and grabbed some towels and it was commotion. It was words exchanged. Luckily, it wasn't any gunfire exchange because we didn't have no guns. Big Ben knew what that was about, in my opinion. He knew what that was about. Ain't no way you over here, you brought this dude over here, he got the trick dice, and you didn't know. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, all the times that I used to gamble with you, I know your money was longer than mine. I know that you were going to have better odds and a better opportunity to win, but damn, was you sliding in the third dice? I don't know how you could have been because the dice was marked, but at the same time, brand new dice that was marked, so I didn't really think that he was, but it kind of makes you, things that make you say, We kind of going back and forth, arguing or whatever. Man, you had to hit my nigga with a bottle, man. You didn't have to. So now it's on. It's up. It's up. It's stuck. These dudes was prominent dudes in the hood that was well known. I know I got issues. I know I got a problem now. He's discombobulated, but once he comes to in the next day or two, couple days or whatever, he's coming for my ass. I just shouldn't even have said that. I'm not even gonna bother by saying pause. I didn't mean it like that. So there's not even enough. Infinite pause don't even work in that situation, in that scenario. There's not enough pauses that I can do by saying he's coming for my ass, but you all know what I mean. If you're not familiar with pause, if you're new to my channel, just look it up in the Urban Dictionary, man. I know I got a problem out here in these streets now. I didn't care. He gonna tell people that I robbed him. Nah, I ain't robbed him. I took back my money. I did it in jail one time, seen dudes cheating on the poker table. Went and took my shit back. It didn't matter if I got beat down. It didn't matter. Nah, you're not gonna just... And I went and took my shit back. Nothing came of it. Words. And so now I'm really having to watch myself out here in these streets, because it's just like, man, I don't know when he's gonna make his move. I started staying strapped. My cousin, he loved guns. He loved guns in the same manner in which Big Ben loved them. So you go over his house, he's gonna have 10 different, throughout the house, he's probably gonna have 10, 12 guns just sit on the couch. There's a gun under the couch. Go to the bathroom, go to the bedroom, you go to the kitchen. He got them strategically placed throughout the house. Loved them. Bro, I need some of that hard, I need some of that iron. Whatever you need, cuz. Plus, if dude got a problem, man, we can handle it in these streets, man. If he got a problem, I ain't really known Q to really have no problems with nobody like that, but if he does, you my cousin, shit, let's handle it. And this is the cousin that, you know, was like a brother to me. That ultimately ended up telling on me on some years down the line shit. But we was locked and loaded, ready every single time. My dumb ass continued to shoot dice with Big Ben. It would just be us, you know, me and him. Last time I shot dice with Big Ben, man, I had 10,000 on me. I had 10 bands on me, and I called him. Nah, come on over to my sister's house. Come on over. He came over. And when he left at 10,000, I had about 600 on me. Beat me out of the whole damn near 10,000. That was pretty much the end of my shooting dice days on the streets. Shoot 100, bet 100. Shoot 200, bet 200. 10,000 goes fast if your wrist ain't working that day, that night, or whatever. I was sick. But I was strapped. Just in case Big Ben, you know, but him and I never, ever had an issue. Matter of fact, out of 10,000, I think he ended up giving me some of my money back. Wasn't nothing major, but I think he gave me 500-600 back. Like, here, man. I ain't asking, but he was just, you know, just a friendly gesture or whatever. Didn't have to do it, but he did it. But as far as the situation with his partner Q, it was like I said, it was already up. So, you know, time had surpassed. Probably about a year and a half went past. Look up, Big Ben was locked up. Feds had him. Not just the state police. I mean, the feds had him. Typically, when the feds get you, you don't get a bond. Every once in a while, you know, I've seen people get bonds, but a lot of times you don't get a bond when the feds get you. He's locked up. Word starts to spread around the streets. His own partner Q set him up. His own partner Q set him up, man. Word on the street, Q ended up getting caught up, and you know how it goes. He get caught up. He don't want to go and do no time. He don't want to. So I can give you information. They already knew that was Big Ben's right-hand man. And I'm gonna tell you another interesting thing about their the dynamics of their relationship. Big Ben had been with the same woman for years. I'm talking about since like middle school. They were married at this point. It wasn't middle school then, it was called junior high. But they were married. Big Ben's wife was Q's sister. So they were brother-in-laws. Yeah. Big Ben and Q, that was his brother-in-law. You set your own brother-in-law up, man. Big Ben ended up having, he had some money. Like I said, he had properties. So he hired a hellified lawyer, man. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to give him any sort of free advertisement. But he hired a hellified attorney. And he ended up getting like, I want to say 34 months in the feds. It was less than 3 years. 32, 34 months. No probation, anything. He had to go do that time, man. Now I'm in a situation that was like, damn, man. Because, if you do something to a federal informant, like they're going to charge you with a federal case. Like some hate crime type shit just because you're a federal informant. I wasn't looking for him. But I knew he could potentially be looking for me. What's the old saying, man? If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. And I stayed ready. Big Ben went and did his time. Came back home. I never ran into Q. Never. Between me doing time and me, I never ran into him. Never. I want to say about 15 years later. I'm in the club one night. I'm finger popping. But I'm still. See, when I go to the club, I always keep a bottle in my back pocket. I always order me a Corona. I'll drink the Corona first, put that bottle in my back pocket. And I don't know violence, I'm not, but just in case, man. Because you never know. Kept it in my back pocket. I see him walking through or whatever. Here's my opportunity. It's 15 years later, though. 15, 16 years later now. Here's my opportunity. I ain't seen this dude since, man. But I'm thinking about it. But my thing is this. I split him and got my money back. So I'm not really looking for him like that. He's walking past me or whatever. Like he's getting closer and closer because there's some bar stools. And the bar stools got like the little round tables or whatever. So I'm up against the wall and it's like a little aisle area. He's walking. So I'm like, man, I'm already ready. If he comes over here, he's gonna get some more of this bottle action. He extends his hand to me. He was like, what's up, bro? How you been? Gave him a dap, whatever. Kept it moving. Now some would say, well, Kens, why did you give a rat? He's a rat. Why would you, speak to a rat? Why would you? Some things, man, you just have to let go. I ain't have nothing to do with that. I'm not doing business with him. Him and I are not, getting no money on the streets. I heard that you was a rat. But it don't have nothing to do with the price of tea in China. I don't want to be walking around thinking that I have beef on the streets, man. Especially with an individual that, as I've already mentioned, people know who dude, is or whatever. I don't know how this whole scenario turned out. But what I do know is that Big Ben got out. He's still married to the same wife. And Q is out. I don't think he ever really went and did no time. I've seen him from time to time. Everybody lived to tell another story. Everybody lived to see another day. It's one of those situations, one of those things that could have really, really gotten, ugly. That thing could have really, really turned ugly. Between me, obviously, and Q. Between me and Big Ben, because you brought him over here. Between Big Ben and Q, because allegedly he ratted on you. Watch your circle, man. Watch your circle. What the Son Campbell say? Watch your circle. Because they'll be the very ones, the very first ones to hurt you. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat and this midnight love, I'm making love to y'all. I'm making love to everybody that's watching this video. Y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about Ken's making love to you all with this midnight love. Pause, though. Real Kens TV. Respectfully.